There is more free stuff available on the PlayStation Store right now. An MMORPG is free to play for the week, and there's a free theme available as well, so we'll highlight that. For those of you that have yet to check out Marvel's Spider-Man, now would be a great time to do so, as Marvel's Spider-Man Game of the Year Edition is available today. That is fantastic, and it's coming at a great price. Harmonixs' rhythm shooter and Audica is coming to PlayStation VR this fall, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. First up, let's go over all of the free stuff. I told you guys that Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is free to play for the week. Firewall Zero Hour is free to play for the week. Well, you can also add the base game for the Elder Scrolls Online being free to play for the week. And the Elder Scrolls Online, in my opinion, is a fantastic MMORPG. Out of the base game, you are getting 4 different character classes, 23 zones, the main story questline, the Morrowind chapter, and the Elsewhere prologue quest. Obviously, Elsewhere is a recent release. That is its own separate expansion, and it is very good as well. I would highly recommend you to play that. Any new ESO accounts made during the free-to-play event will receive 500 crowns for the in-game crown store. You can learn more about the ESO free-to-play event at the game's official website. I do believe the game is seeing a substantial discount as well. Yes, it is. The standard edition is $10, that's 50% off. The Elsewhere upgrade is $24, that's 40% off. And the Elsewhere collector's edition upgrade is $30, that is 40% off. Elsewhere itself is $36, and then Elsewhere collector's edition is $48. All of those discounts are going to be available until September 3rd, and I believe the free-to-play week also lasts until September 3rd. For those of you guys that want a quality MMORPG on the PlayStation 4, and for whatever reason you don't want to check out Final Fantasy XIV, the Elder Scrolls Online is a very good one. A game that, much like FF14, started off at a pretty rocky state, but over time, it's gotten better and better. Bethesda has remained rather committed to the game, updating it, keeping it fresh, and adding new content, and the Elder Scrolls Online has become a relatively robust experience where I would recommend it even if you're going in alone and not with a friend to play. I feel like that single-player quest line, the main story quest line, is relatively good, and it's worth a playthrough in its own right. Obviously, if you just play it solo, it's not going to have, the production values of, say, a standard Bethesda single-player experience, but it's not too far off, and I would say it's quite good in its own right. So give the Elder Scrolls Online a look if you have yet to. Free to play for the week, and you get a lot of content to check out as well. Obviously, it's going to be hard to plow through a lot of that content within the time period, so if you do end up enjoying the game, $10 for the standard edition is a pretty good buy. Also available free right now is the Mirror's Edge Catalyst dynamic theme. I believe this theme was available as a pre-order bonus to Mirror's Edge Catalyst. If you pre-ordered the game, you got it, but now it's available free for everyone on the PlayStation Store. Now, Mirror's Edge Catalyst to me was a relatively disappointing game. I was such a big fan of the first Mirror's Edge when that was released back in 2008. Unfortunately, the problem with that game is that it was really underwhelming from a commercial standpoint. Critically, it was received very well, and those that played Mirror's Edge loved it. However, it was a single-player oriented experience released during a time where everybody was on that multiplayer train. I mean, you go back to 2008, what were the popular games? Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty. I think Left 4 Dead 2 was releasing right around the same time, all of them being multiplayer experiences. So when you were telling somebody, hey, drop $60 on this single player game, that is a pretty short experience, it was a little bit of a hard sell, but I thought the game turned out great, and Catalyst was the follow-up game. It was a origin story, and unfortunately there were some gameplay elements that I felt like detracted away from the original Mirror's Edge experience. It's still an okay game. I wouldn't say it's bad by any means, and given that it's available really cheap, it's a part of EA Access, it's a game that I would go back and say, hey, give it a look. You might find some enjoyment out of it, but at the very least, check out the Mirror's Edge Catalyst theme. Again, available free right now. We'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Okay, moving on from the free stuff, here is something incredibly exciting. Marvel Spider-Man has announced a Game of the Year edition, and it is available today. Yes, you are not going to have to wait at all. This was announced by James Stevenson, community director of Insomniac Games, blog post over on the PlayStation blog. Very timely, as Sony has just acquired Insomniac into their first party, but they noted, quote, "We feel privileged to be repeating the same thing over and over again. Thank you all for your amazing support of Insomniac Games and Marvel Spider-Man. Since the web slinger landed on the PlayStation 4 system, we're a little over a week away from the game's 1-year anniversary on September 7th, and we'll be looking back at 2018 over the next few weeks, but we wanted to kick off the anniversary celebration, and we're pleased to introduce the Marvel Spider-Man Game of the Year edition. We remain deeply humbled by the incredible critical response to the game last year and during awards season. You might be asking what's in the Game of the Year edition. You'll find the full game as well as a voucher for the entire Marvel Spider-Man The City That Never Sleeps DLC, a 3-chapter narrative to the game that tells its own spectacular post-game story. We've been blown away by your response to Marvel Spider-Man The City That Never Sleeps, and we're excited. The Game of the Year edition will expose it to even more players. It's a great value as you get the full game and all 3 story chapters for $39.99. The 3 story chapters are sold standalone for $25, so to get those 2 together for $40 is fantastic. Unfortunately, as you guys probably realize, you get the base game and a voucher for the DLC, so if you're looking to let a friend borrow the game or you're looking to trade it back in, there's no additional value because you're going to redeem the code and then the code's value just dissipates and you have the base Spider-Man game on disc. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but that's kind of to be expected given that the base game is huge and you'll have that on the disc. I'm sure they could have fit the DLC on disc, but hey, it's a business after all, and I'm sure that was more of a business strategy decision. Still, for $40, that's a phenomenal deal, and going into the holidays, I could easily see this being discounted to $20, and if you're talking Marvel Spider-Man and all of the DLC for $20, how fantastic of a deal is that? And it's not like it's even been that long since the release of Spider-Man, only a year, and just a year and change later, I very well expect by November, come Black Friday time, Marvel Spider-Man Game of the Year Edition is going to be readily available for $25, and that is just insane value. Even if you pick it up now for $40, it's a great deal given that the DLC is $25. The game is so good, but if you've already waited this long, just wait a little bit longer, and I do think that's going to end up paying dividends. Alright, next up, Harmonixs have revealed a brand new rhythm shooter coming to PlayStation VR this fall, and that is Audica. This was also confirmed through the PlayStation blog announced by product manager Jessa Brensky of Harmonixs, saying, quote, "When Harmonixs first announced its VR rhythm shooter Audica earlier this year, we got one question more than any other: when is this coming to PSVR? Well, I'm excited to say that the wait is almost over. This fall, PlayStation VR players will be able to enter the area, raise the blasters, and shoot to the beat of a stellar soundtrack featuring some of the hottest artists in the pop and EDM space. Audica is a game about precision, about becoming one with the music, and about texting your friends to glow when you leap past them on the leaderboards. When the perfect combination of rhythmic timing and aim, you could even find yourself topping the global leaderboards. At launch, Audica will include 4 visually stunning arenas, a variety of blasters, a suite of customization options to personalize your gaming experience, and a campaign to guide you through the 30-plus song soundtrack. You can spend your time seeking a trance-like flow state with the music, creating your own local target maps, or using practice mode in your pursuit of FC glory and that coveted #1 spot on the leaderboards. Whatever your reason for donning the headset, you'll quickly find the real world disappears, leaving only you, the ethereal world of Audica, and the music. Audica has been a passion project created by a small team of dreamers within Harmonixs who set out to answer one very important question: wouldn't it be awesome if you felt like an action movie star with the coolest soundtrack choreographing everything you do? The world of Audica itself is anything but a quick background to the action, though. 4 arenas provide a fully immersive and musically reactive environment, each one providing a little more insight into this mysterious world you've entered. We can't promise you won't be left with some questions about where and who and what happened, but we do hope to captivate you along the way. A music game worthy of the genre deserves a best-in-class soundtrack. In true Harmonix style, the soundtrack is carefully cultivated for the gameplay, including a blend of songs right off the charts and new songs crafted specifically for Audica. They wrap up the post by saying, "We're excited for our return to the platform with Audica later this year, and we'll have more details about exact date, price, and full soundtrack in the coming months. Stay tuned to the PlayStation blog and Harmonixs channel for all the latest." Audica looks like an awesome game, and if you have PlayStation VR and you're into music rhythm games, you probably already checked out Beat Saber. If you've played enough of that, this is going to be another game to check out, and with that EDM and pop vibe going on for it, I think this is a game that's going to resonate with a lot of people, and the presentation and music should be really good. You see a lot of notable names appearing in the soundtrack as well, and hopefully they'll release additional tracks sometime down the line in the form of DLC or whatever the case may be. If you want to do free updates, hey, I'm all for that as well. And that is going to conclude this video. Again, if you've yet to check out The Elder Scrolls Online, definitely do so. It's available free for the week, and you'll get a sizable amount of content. Tell your friends and jump on it together, and you'll have a great time with that. Mirror's Edge Catalyst has a free dynamic theme available right now. We'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Check that out and do add that to your library. If you've yet to play Marvel Spider-Man, Game of the Year Edition is officially out today. For $40, you get the base game as well as all of the DLC, but if you've already waited this long, I don't think it would be a bad idea to wait a few more months until Black Friday and pick this up for like $20. And Harmonixs' brand new rhythm shooter in Audica is coming to PlayStation VR this fall with a star-studded lineup of music and a cool VR-centric gameplay. This is going to be one to check out later this year. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.